Everyone. By the way, my name is Johnny Kiskis from BEd 2. So today or this time, I am going to present to you a new topic which is entitled Becoming a Professional Teacher. Okay, but before that, of course, I present to you our learning objectives. So after studying this module, you should be able to first is understand the meaning, rules, and standards of a professional teacher. S. Apply professional, ethical, and classroom management practices in teaching situations. A is for value teaching as a vocation and commit to lifelong learning and ethical conduct. So that would be our learning objectives in this topic. So I have here a question for you to answer. Now, this time, let us proceed to our very interesting questions. Are you ready? Alright. So now, here we go. What does professionalism mean to you? Anyone? Alright, so professionalism is, it means that doing your work well in a way that's considered proper or trustworthy. So now let's proceed to our introduction. So becoming a professional teacher is a journey that blends academic training, formal certification, and a commitment to lifelong ethical standards. So, becoming a professional teacher is a journey because it undergoes academic training, formal certification, and commitment to a lifelong ethical standards. Now, let's proceed to the professional teacher. So, what is the definition of a professional teacher? Alright, so a professional teacher is more than a job. Why? Because it is a vocation and a mission involving personal and professional dedication. To be a professional teacher, of course, we all have mission. And what is that mission? Mission involves our personal and professional dedication. So that is. So a teacher also must follow, let's move on to the standards base. So a teacher must follow standard base. So what is that? So a professional is a licensed individual who meets high technical and moral standards. So a professional, of course, must be licensed. Trust. So public trust. Teachers are recognized as heroes who shape future citizens and society. And who are those citizens? Those are the young people and the adults in this society. Now, let's proceed to the roadmap for professionalism. So first is the education. Completion of an accredited university degree in education. So, to be a professional teacher or becoming a professional teacher must be completed. Must have completion for example, 4 years here in college. So, after that, so you must have an accredited university degree in education. You must have a completion with your degree in education. So after that, let's proceed to the training. So here in training, it hands-on experience through field studies and teaching internships. So it is actually happen during fourth year because they do have internships. They actually undergo experience in teaching, like through field studies. Proceed to the licensing. So what is this? Licensing is the passing national exams like the licensure examination for teachers. So for you to become a professional teacher or for becoming a professional teacher, so you must the licensure examination for teachers. Next. Alright, so let's proceed to the lifelong learning. So what is this? So lifelong learning, regular attendance at seminars and graduate studies to keep skills current. So in lifelong learning, you must have regular attendance and seminars and graduated studies to keep skills current. So next, let's proceed to the essential professional qualities. So here, so when you say essentials, those 10 qualities to become a professional teacher. So important qualities to become a professional teachers. And what is this? So the first one is the mastery. Okay, so in becoming a teacher, you must have a mastery of every lesson or every topic. So you must have it, and only focusing on the subject matter, or what are the subject matter, what are the topic all about, but those various teaching methods, you must have it, the teaching methods on how are you going to deliver the topic that you are going to teach. So next, let's proceed to classroom management. So we are done with the first essential professional quality, which is the mastery, and now let's proceed to the classroom management. So the teacher should know the classroom management, the skills to organize the learning environment, and must know how to manage the learning environment of a student, not just the learning environment itself, but the behavior of a student. So next is the communication. So in communication, a teacher must have proficiency in oral and written language to interact with students and parents. So it must have a proficiency in oral and written language. So must be good in oral communication and written language for both students and teachers. So next is the adaptability. The adaptability is the ability to adjust teaching styles to meet diverse students' needs. Of course, we are now in inclusive educations. We must adapt the different needs of our students. So that is very important in the inclusive education, the adaptability. So now let's proceed to the ethical and personal attributes. So first is the integrity. So here in integrity, modeling strong moral principles and honesty as a role model. So here in passion and empathy, we must have a genuine relationship to our students or learners, to love them, and to have concern for their well-being. So next is the code of ethics. So code of ethics, adhering to professional standards regarding the state, community, and learners. So now let's talk about punctuality. So demonstrating self-discipline and respect for official time. So we must have to discipline our time, especially when we are a professional, or when we are a worker in a certain workplace. So we must discipline ourselves to come on time in our working time or in our working days. Alright, so next is the professional development. So professional development, or the CPD. So what is this? So reflective practice. So regularly evaluating one's own teaching to improve student outcomes. So as you have noticed, and most especially here in college, so the teacher evaluates themselves to their students. So whether for them, I must evaluate themselves whether our teaching is effective or not. So that is reflective practice. So am I teaching is effective for my students, or am I teaching is not effective for my students? So the students also can evaluate. So it is somehow here in college that the teachers or the instructors are evaluating themselves to their students in order to know that whether their teaching is effective or not. So next, let's proceed to the collaboration. Alright, so here in collaboration, working with colleagues and stakeholders to enrich the educational environment. It is not only stick to one. This is for everyone. Working with colleagues and stakeholders are collaborating each other in order to achieve goals for students. So now, let's proceed in career growth, progressing from a beginner or rookie to a mentor and consummate artist. So in career growth, it progressed from a beginner to a mentor. So now, let's proceed to the conclusion. Becoming a professional teacher is a lifelong journey that requires proper education, training, and licensure. A professional teacher is not only knowledgeable and skilled but also ethical, passionate, and committed to learners. By practicing integrity, continuous learning, and collaboration, teachers fulfill their roles as trusted guides who shape the future of students and society. So class, that would be all for now. I hope you learned something from the topic. Bye-bye. See you later.